Prof Bale, Professor of Politics at Queen Mary University of London, said a shift in public opinion means Theresa May and pro-Brexit MPs do not want to risk a rerun of the 2016 vote. Professor Bale said Brexiteers' opposition to the Irish border backstop is partly fueled by the fact Britain did not secure the sort of deal they had hoped for, and he played down the prospects for Nigel Farage's new Brexit Party. Speaking to German business news magazine Wirtschaftswoche, Professor Bale acknowledged scrapping Brexit would cause a lot of anger among Leave supporters. But he said warnings of violent street protests are probably exaggerated. Asked if the fear of losing is driving Brexiteer opposition to a second referendum, the academic said, "That's the case, I think. Of course we cannot be sure how a second referendum would turn out. But there has been a shift in public opinion towards staying in the EU. At the same time, we are currently automatically heading for Brexit. They do not want to risk it. Brexiteers fear they could lose in a second referendum." A top academic claimed. Getty Images. Warnings of riots if Brexit is stopped are probably exaggerated, Professor Bale said. Getty Images. On the Irish border backstop, Professor Bale said he believed the outcome of the Brexit talks were partly behind opposition to the arrangement. He added, but regarding the backstop, there is also concern that we might end up being trapped in a customs union with the EU. These are quite fundamental concerns. Addressing the current state of Britain's divorce from Brussels, Professor Bale said any Prime Minister would be struggling to deliver Brexit given the promises made to Leave voters. Mrs May is partly to blame from the state of Brexit because of her refusal to seek consensus. Getty Images. But he also placed some of the blame at Mrs May's feet. He said, she has decided from the onset to aim for a very hard Brexit rather than work towards a more consensual solution that would have left Britain in the customs union or even in the single market. There would have been a majority in the House of Commons and probably even in the public. Quizzed on the prospect of riots if Brexit is called off, Professor Bale played down the possibility. He said, a Brexit stop would certainly cause a lot of anger among the Brexit supporters and would also be a big problem for the Conservative Party. At the same time, many people would also be relieved. In this country, there are actually no violent street protests. This worry is probably exaggerated, and even if there were such incidents, you cannot orient your policy according to whether there might be violent protests or not, the academic said. Stopping the divorce from the EU would give Nigel Farage's new Brexit Party a boost, but he predicted the party would not perform well in a general election. He told Wirtschaftswoche, but I very much doubt that this party will ever have enough support to replace the Tories. His fans are taking Nigel Farage seriously. Many other people would not want him ever to take on a responsible job, and he has also tried to be elected to the House of Commons 7 times unsuccessfully. His media profile is certainly not small, but the actual number of voters who would vote for him is low. Additional reporting by Monica Pallenberg.